Welcome back to the Bridge Effect. This vlog is from a few months back, but we are headed to Scotland for one of my best mate's wedding. After flying into London Heathrow, I took the Caledonian Sleeper straight to Pitlochry from London Euston. Now, I was a bit nervous about this long overnight train ride to Scotland because it was approximately 9 hours and I reserved a seat and not a cabin. The seats did have personal outlets to charge devices and also trays to eat on because they did offer food services and snacks as well. There was also spacious legroom, and so for someone that's 6 feet tall, this was pretty good for me to stretch out my legs, and there was a footstool for elevation. It also came with a button to call if you needed assistance, as well as a light. The bathroom overall was okay until it got clogged. And I did make the crew aware, but it took forever for them to sort it out, so that would be my only downside of the Caledonian Sleeper, was how slow they were to move on that. We took off on time, and honestly, I didn't even know that we started moving. And at each seat, you're given a sleep kit that holds earplugs, an eye mask, and soap. Fortunately for me, no one reserved this seat beside me, so I could sprawl out for a nice nap. I arrived in Pitlochry at around 6:15 in the morning, and I honestly did not prepare properly for this part of the trip. Luckily, this lovely couple directed me to where I needed to go, and the bed and breakfast was in walking distance from the train. It was a brisk stroll, and when I arrived, the front desk hadn't opened yet, and obviously I couldn't ring the bell so as not to wake up the other guests. But the folks at Caledonian House and Courtyard were so welcoming. They offered me tea and toast whilst I waited and allowed me to check in early. The stay came with breakfast, which you select at check-in and what time that you want to come back. So they gave you a paper and you selected what you wanted to eat the next day. I didn't spend much time. As soon as I got checked in, I had to prepare for the wedding because it was in a couple of hours. But this room was so cozy. I absolutely wish I spent more than one night at Caledonian. I quickly got dressed to head to the ScotRail because there were no available taxis to Blair Athol, so if I missed that particular time, I would not have been able to make it to the ceremony. The morning after an eventful evening, aka one of your best mate's wedding, having a big breakfast is imperative to take on the day. So I had a proper Scottish homemade porridge with whiskey, cream, and brown sugar, some eggs, toast, and tomato. After checking out, I hopped on yet another train and we're headed to Edinburgh. I saw Upland's Roast on TikTok and I just had to visit them for a proper hot chocolate. And my oh my, was it worth it. It was at this point that my phone died and I had to purchase an adapter because I left my adapter on the train. Another thing that I saw on TikTok was Islander and making my own Harris tweed bag. So I found my way here to make a bag, and this was such a very cool experience, and I suggest that if you ever get a chance to visit Scotland, that you do the same. I was hungry, so I found a local pub. And before I left, I said, let's try the traditional Scottish dish of haggis, neeps, and tatties, but make it vegetarian because I just could not do with all of the ingredients of the sheep. And the vegetarian dish was actually pretty good. I enjoyed the meal. And I don't know, maybe if I ever go back to Scotland, I might try the actual dish. Although my trip was short to Scotland, I'm glad that I was able to see both Pitlochry and Edinburgh. I made it back to London on the Caledonian Sleeper. Again, it was an early train ride back to London. So I just went to the hotel and got some much needed rest. So I have one more day to walk about London, and I made it my time to go see everyone that I needed to see. I even made it out to Stratford Mall as well. But I headed out to Hackney, where one of my favorite boxers was there training for an event that he had coming up. He was going to be defending his title. I made it to finally see my son. Thank you, Freddie. What came to see him train earlier today. Freddie is our Liberian champion, European champion. Going to be defending his belt, his world title on the 29th of March. Yes, that's right. You heard March 29th. This vlog is that old, but at least it's been posted. Freddie won his title. After leaving Hackney, I headed to Tottenham Court Road to meet with the newlyweds, but first I had to stop into the store and pick up some little items. From there, we headed to Chinatown to have hot pot. This is my very first time having hot pot, authentic Chinese hot pot, and shout out to my good friend Mimi for introducing it to me. It was delicious. This is what happens when you don't watch the time, when you're having an amazing night out. I almost missed my train, but thankfully I made it on time. London is always a vibe, and I had an amazing first time in Scotland. See it, say it, sorted. See you guys next time.